problem, no problem. I'll park in an overnight garage and I'll have the car ready for me in the morning. But I've got to get started because I've got this first chapter to work on, and I told Miss Prescott that I'd have it done by this week.
Are you sure you don't mind about driving out by yourself?
Subject closed.
Whatever you say.
You get over that headache.
I'll come with you to the door.
Till he left.
What if he came back? What if he forgot something?
You think of something to say.
Get in there until I'm sure he's gone.
Come on.
Do it.
I can come out. I've been a good boy. You make me feel like a well-trained Doberman.
Why are you so angry?
My reviews.
I didn't write them.
There may be such a thing as gifted amateurs, but they weren't on display last night at the workshop theater.
I read that one.
But they weren't on display last night at the workshop theater, nor was the audience. After the first intermission, they began to leave like rats, deserting a sinking script. Not ships, rats deserting a sinking script. Clever, huh?
No, it's not clever. It's cool. Get rid of those things.
Wait, they get better.
You're only tormenting yourself.
Gil Weston, as a murderous doctor, is physically commanding,
Well, what's the matter with that?
but lacks the technique and suavity to carry an entire evening.
Oh,
Want to hear some more?
I don't think so. Why don't I make some coffee?
I don't want any coffee.
Where did you park your car?
Don't worry, no one will see it.
I'd like a cup.
Forget about the coffee. You were right what you said the other night about men delusions.
I didn't mean it.
No.
I've been thinking. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should leave things the way they are.
Back to square one.
It's nice. It's better than nice.
Nice and safe if he doesn't get suspicious and you don't run out of excuses. We can sneak a few hours together from time to time. Is that it?
I can live with that. Why can't you?
And every once in a while, I can take you out to dinner. Someplace cheap where nobody you know will see us together. That wouldn't do. Sorry, we've been there.
I don't think I'm following you.
You're following me. You know why you let me come here tonight?
Because you sounded so desperate and lonely when I called.
No, you wanted to see if I had changed my mind about your husband.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. And it's okay. I mean, because I have. I mean, why not? This time, I don't get reviewed. I get rich. Isn't that what you said?
You're sure? You're absolutely sure?
I get here at 8, right?
A few minutes before. I'll leave the door unlocked when I go out.
Be simpler if I ring the bell.
But not as effective. We want to keep him off balance.
Friday.
No? I've given Marty the next 2 days off. The timing's too good to pass up. So it's tomorrow night. Monday.
Remember that old nursery rhyme?
Solomon Grundy died on Monday.
Only this time it won't be Solomon Grundy, will it? It'll be Arthur Sinclair.
Don't be cute. That's not your style.
One minor detail. What do we do if it doesn't work?
We have the contingency.
The resurrection.
Second thoughts?
Just wondering,
About what?
a year from now, rich, beautiful widow, beautiful estate, what stops you from cutting me loose?
Among other things, darling, you know too much. And besides, I'd hate to give up that $500,000 advance for those books. You know that's what he's getting from his publisher. Perhaps Miss Prescott would like to ghost the books. Maybe she can salvage it for me. She's eager and bright.
Are you trying to be funny?
Not really. You're glum. Gil, this is a happy occasion. Everything you've ever wanted.
Except a decent review.
Would you forget about those? They're meaningless now.
Okay, I'll think about something else. I'll think about the fact I can't use what I have on you because I put myself in jail.
Then I suppose you'll just have to trust me, won't you?
I suppose.
I won't come into the house until I hear the shots. That'll be about 8:30, give or take a few minutes.
How are you loading the gun?
One blank, 5 live rounds. The blank in the chamber.
Unless you happen to forget.
Why would I forget?
You might be tempted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Now look, if you don't trust me...
Sure, I trust you. Like you said, I have to. Especially when the gun goes off.
Maybe we should just forget the whole thing.
Just teasing. Here. Let's toast the future.
The future.
So long as we both understand it's murder.
Not murder, darling. Heart failure. Death by natural causes. Let's drink to the performance of your life.
Good.
Are you reading, George?
I'm sorry.
I've let many a big star slip through my fingers more than once, and I'm not about to let that happen to you, Mr. Sinclair.
Well, you're for it, George, and so is Allison. That makes it unanimous.
I've drawn up a temporary agreement Mrs. Carrington has already signed. The details of your tour can be worked out at a later date.
I had planned to be on my way home this morning, but Miss Prescott invited me to have lunch with her.
Miss Prescott doesn't let much grass grow.
The concert tour will be a marvelous plug for the books. It's called Synergy.
Oh, if he doesn't sell a few hundred copies at each performance, I'll be amazed.
I hope you're right.
Oh, no question about it.
You're marketable, Arthur.
Well, so's Can Ham.
What is the first book going to be called?
State of Mind.
State of Mind. Yes, I like that. Does Mr. Sinclair reveal how he does his amazing act?
No, it's about how we use only 50% of our mental capabilities.
Only 50%? Oh, you do have a flair for unsettling a person.
Well, here we go. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Your copy, Arthur. I'll keep 2. And 1 for Mrs. Carrington.
I've had the publicity people work up some ideas based on the introduction to State of Mind. Look them over, will you?
You mean now?
Why not?
Well, I thought I have some time to think. It's an occasional habit of mine.
You've got all night. That should be sufficient.
I admire your tenacity, Jessica.
I've also got the first chapter to work on. Suddenly I'm feeling pressured.
Ignore him. Ignore him. I'll work up something more formal within the week. Until then, this is your assurance that Arthur Sinclair will not escape your net.
My net? Well, I'm not a butterfly hunter.
As far as Arthur Sinclair is concerned, you're a big game hunter.
Oh, I suppose I am. He is quite a trophy.
Well, I hope you're not trying to get me stuffed.
Well, it's a thought.
I have to get Mrs. Carrington back to her hotel.
Thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate everything.
My pleasure. If anything comes up, I'll be in touch by phone.
Thank you again. And I'm delighted this all worked out, Mr. Sinclair.
You must call me Arthur.
Oh, glad to. I'll bet you don't know my first name.
Cornelia.
Sorry I asked. I knew I'd get his signature before I left.
Is that why you had Eggs Benedict for luncheon to celebrate?
Don't look at me. I didn't tell him.
You had a spy at the restaurant?
Not at the restaurant. In your mind.
You are a wizard, confess.
You've been concerned about your cholesterol count all day.
Oh, stop! Get out of my head, Mr. Sinclair. Imagine being married to a man who can read your mind. It's terrifying.
I'll call you first thing in the morning about breakfast.
You know, I get the feeling that every moment of my life for the next few years is accounted for.
Not complaining, I hope.
Not in the least.
Miss Prescott is eager to get the first book out to market as soon as possible. She's hoping they'll syndicate it in metropolitan newspapers. Pretty publication, builds up interest.
You know, she's quite a woman.
You're lucky when it comes to the ladies, Arthur. They always like you. A bachelor like me is wedded to his work. I envy you.
You know, I hesitate to bring this up, George, but I saw your ex-wife yesterday.
It's all right. Louise and I are talking again, sometimes with her lawyers in the room.
Any chance for a reconciliation?
Doubtful.
Sorry to hear that.
She left me the house, but she took everything else. Just hang on to Allison. She's one in a million.
George, have dinner with me tonight.
Here?
You know, Allison's heating a casserole. I hope you won't mind a little salt.
Well,
There's not enough for two.
Well, Marty can whip something up.
You know I gave her the night off.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
listen, I appreciate the invitation, but it's been one of those days. All I want to do is go home and take off my tie.
We'll make it some other time.
Fine. Have a nice evening.
Not very gracious of you. Well, George could use some company.
And you'll use any excuse not to work on your book.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
You know, you made Miss Carrington joyful.
Hooray for Mrs. Carrington.
She was chattering like a contented monkey when she went out the door.
That's because I signed for that tour.
I knew you would. You know, Mrs. Carrington is quite fascinated by you. I'll have to watch the two of you. You know I can be a jealous female.
You know, I wish you didn't have to have that meeting with those people about that gallery opening tonight. Who are they anyway?
No one you'd be interested in. I'm sorry, it came up last minute.
You know, I don't even get invited. I just pay for it.
Quit stalling and get to work. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Scout's honor?
Scout's honor. Oops, I'm running late. Love you.
Well, all right, Urgent. It's you and me and a warm casserole. I guess we better get to work. It's gonna be a long night.
Good job.
Allison, is that you? Who's there?
I'm sorry about the bell I rang.
Well, who are you? And what are you doing in my house?
Don't get the wrong idea, Mr. Sinclair. My name is Gil Weston. I work for the San Diego Dispatch. Didn't your wife tell you?
Tell me what?
I'm sorry. I thought you were expecting me. We had an appointment tonight at 8.
In an appointment?
Yes, I called your wife last week. She said tonight would be a good time to come by.
Come by for what?
You're doing a concert in San Diego on the 15th, aren't you? My paper would like something for the Sunday magazine section.
Well, you know, you couldn't have come at a less convenient time. I mean, well, I guess it's my wife's fault. She never mentioned it.
Yeah, I thought I heard your voice, but I guess it was the radio announcers. The front door was unlocked. I could go out and come in again.
Haven't I met you before? You know, you look familiar.
A lot of people say that. Caroline, are you saying this is instant coffee? You know the TV commercial? That's me, the guy at the breakfast table.
Now, you do commercials? I thought you were a reporter.
I'm a stringer for the San Diego Dispatch. I do a lot of freelance work here in LA, and an occasional TV commercial keeps me out of the unemployment line.
An actor and a reporter. It's kind of an odd combination.
Just your average Renaissance man, anything to survive.
Well, as long as you're here, you might as well get your interview. But I don't have a lot of time to spare. Now, is that understood?
Gotcha.
All right. Now, how do you want to do this?
Well, you make yourself comfortable, Mr. Sinclair. Don't pay any attention to me. I like to move around a lot when I do an interview.
Oh, proceed, Mr. Weston.
I'm sure my readers would like to know how you discovered these powers you had. You were originally a magician, weren't you?
Well, in my distant youth, I had a mind-reading act with a young lady.
What became of her?
Well, the last time I heard, she had 6 kids and was married to a used car dealer.
What did you use, some type of code?
That's a trade secret. But anyway, one night after one of the performances, I was reading a newspaper. There'd been a series of stranglings there in the St. Louis area, and for some strange reason, I envisioned a left-handed man, somebody who worked with animals. But you know, it was really a powerful mental image. I told the police about it, but they just thought it was a publicity stunt. Well, 4 weeks later, they caught the strangler. He was a maintenance man at the zoo, and he was left-handed.
Unbelievable.
That was just the beginning. My fake mind-reading act turned into the real thing.
How long have you been married?
Why?
No reason. Your wife sounded nice on the phone.
Nice, but rather forgetful. You know, I haven't offered you a drink. What would you like? And don't tell me to read your mind.
A beer will be fine.
A glass?
Bottle's fine.
Say, why don't you spice up your interview with some punchy lines? Readers like that kind of stuff.
Well, what type of punched up lines?
Well, you could tell them that I have evolved from a long line of illustrious predecessors, soothsayers, alchemists, witch doctors. Say, don't you take notes?
I've got a good memory. It's one thing to read people's minds from the stage. You could always hire someone to check out the audience, get their names and backgrounds and what they ate for breakfast. But that thing with the stranger, it's almost too good to be true.
Are you hinting that I may be a fake? Hey, listen, this was documented. Made all the papers.
Well, the trouble is, most of the reporters never bothered to verify the story. So when I got this assignment, I called the St. Louis police. Funny thing is, they don't remember you being involved.
You must have talked to the wrong person.
No, the guy I spoke with said he was in charge of the investigation.
How much longer is this going to take?
This is a great house, Mr. Sinclair. I could see the pool when I drove up. Too bad you can't use it, though.
Well, why do you say that?
Your heart?
Nothing wrong with my heart. I have a pacemaker.
I wasn't sure you'd talk about it.
Try to keep it a secret.
You have to take it easy, though, don't you?
Not really.
Come on, Mr. Sinclair. A friend of mine had a heart attack and he can't even walk his dog.
You're quite a skeptic, aren't you?
Hey, sorry I brought it up. If it upsets you, I won't mention it in the article.
Hey, listen, either I'm not communicating well or you're not listening. You know, a weak heart doesn't have to be a disability. Now, I can function as well as you.
Right.
You don't believe me?
Well, maybe as well as most people, but I'm athletic and I'm, well, you know, younger than you are, no offense.
Pose.
What are you going to do?
You watch. 1, 2,
Hey, Mr. Sinclair, you better take it easy.
4,
You're gonna
5.
hurt yourself.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, that's great.
7, 8, 9,
Mr. Sinclair.
10, 11. I'm just getting started. How many can you do?
50, 60, but I'm in competition. Mr. Sinclair, are you okay? Mr. Sinclair, you don't look so good. Here, let me help you up. Here, don't talk, don't talk.
Can't get my breath, that's all.
Take it easy.
I'm fine, I tell you. Rather stupid of me, wasn't it? But I had to show you. It was a challenge.
Did I challenge you?
Oh, didn't you? Well, maybe not. But you know, if I could read minds, if I wasn't a fake, like you think I am, I would say you never contacted the St. Louis police. Would I be correct? You need some convincing. Over here, Mr. Weston. I'll see if I can't make a little less of a skeptic out of you.
Card tricks?
Hardly. This is the mind we're working with. You say these were fairly shuffled?
I guess so.
All right, now I want you to think of a card.
Only one?
That's right, and don't make it the ace of spades,
Why not?
because it's too obvious. Now, find a card in that deck and place it on top of this desk, face up.
Okay, King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds. Now, was that a free choice?
Wasn't it?
We'll see. Yeah, here it is. An audio cassette.
So?
Listen.
Good evening. This is Arthur Sinclair, and we have just conducted an experiment in mental projection. The card you selected and removed from the deck was preordained by me. You had no other choice because I transmitted it to your mind. That's why, of course, you picked the King of Diamonds.
Hey, that's something else terrific. You actually made me think of that card.
Couldn't send you home without a demonstration?
You know, sometimes I think I can tune into things.
You probably can.
Funny you should say it, because right now this middle picture keeps coming into my head.
What is it?
I'll forget it. It's ridiculous.
No, tell me.
I get the feeling that there's a gun in the house. Am I right? I knew it. Let me see if I can get anything else. Hold on. You keep it upstairs in the bedroom.
No, wait a minute. How did you know that?
Fooled you. Your wife told me. We got to talking when I called. She said there was a lot of robberies in the neighborhood, and I said she should get a gun.
And she told you we already had one.
She didn't sound too happy about having it in the house. I guess that's how you do it. I mean, read minds, pick up random information on the sly.
You know, I hope you don't think I'm rude, Mr. Weston, but I really must get back to my work.
Mr. Sinclair, I'm a fast catcher. I'm what you call a quick study. You should. Just what I thought.
Just what are you going to do?
52 cassettes. One for every deck in, one for every card in the deck. As soon as you see my card, you come over here and
Stop that. Now, get out now.
I haven't showed you what I can do. For instance, upstairs in your bedroom, there's a red and yellow quilt.
Say what?
Pillowcases with your monogram on them. What else? I see a green chair.
Now,
A dressing table.
you went through the house before you came in here.
Not even close. Got you going though, haven't I? Okay, I'll let you in on a secret. A few months ago, your house was in one of those decorating magazines.
Ah, and you looked at the pictures.
Pretty easy when you know how to read minds, isn't it?
Now, just a minute.
I'm one step ahead of you. You remember that there weren't any pictures of your bedroom. Maybe I am a mind reader.
All right, Mr. Weston. You've had your fun. Now it's time to leave.
But you'll miss the best part.
No, I will. You know, Mr. Weston, if you don't leave, I am going to call the police.
The best part's about your wife.
What about her?
Name's Allison, quite attractive. She was working in a art studio when you first met her?
Well, you could have found that out anywhere.
True. But where would I have found out that she has a birthmark on her lower back? A birthmark she doesn't want people to know about.
How'd you know about that?
I saw it there.
That's a lie.
I said the gun was upstairs. I was wrong. I get the impression it's right here in this room. But where? In there, I think. No. Where? It's in the desk. No, it's in there. No. Where? Oh, where?
Well, now you're being childish.
Let me convince you, Mr. Sinclair. It's in here.
That's nonsense, utter nonsense.
Told you. What? Okay, by now I thought you'd be picking up on my vibrations. Away from the desk. I don't know what you have in it. I ain't taking any chances. Now sit. In case you haven't read my mind, I'm going to kill you.
This is a joke, isn't it? Somebody's...
Let's see. You're upstairs. Most of the lights down here are off. You hear a noise. You hear someone. You holler out, Allison, but there's no answer. So, what do? You hear another sound, you come down here.
Listen to me, please.
You grab the gun from the bedside table. You were a little frightened. It could be your imagination. Let's see. You walk into the room, you look around, and the guy who's here, the guy who's robbing your house, hey, if he runs, you're going to shoot him. So what does he do? He jumps you. Y'all two fight back and forth. You struggle. Then the gun goes off. Point blank range, half the lead powder burns. You understand?
No.
Oh, how do you like that? Wouldn't do for a thief in the night to be having a drink with you.
Listen, whoever you are, I get you money. All the money you want.
It's not what
anything you
I want. It's what Allison wants. It has to be.
It won't work. They'll find out.
Ordinary breaking and entering happens all the time. I'll jimmy the locks when I leave. Those tapes, I'll have to wipe my prints off those.
Arthur!
He tried to kill me.
Oh, no.
You two knew each other. You were lovers. He wanted to murder me. You unlocked the door for him. You bust the gun downstairs.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I knew him, but that was a long time ago. I told him I never wanted to see him again. Are you sure he's dead?
I don't know, and I don't care. Who are you calling?
The police.
You out of your mind?
We have to tell someone.
You don't understand. I shot him.
It was self-defense.
That doesn't make any difference.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Just pains. Just
Where did you put your medicine?
upstairs. But
Don't move, I'll get it. good show, Mr. Westons. My compliment. Why, the hand on the shoulder, that was a marvelous touch.
You knew?
Of course I knew. But that didn't detract from your performance, not in the least. Take it from me. Those interviews about your play were totally unfair. Anytime you need a touch.
Shut up!
You mind your manners, young man. You're in a great deal of trouble. Oh, dear. Come in. Oh, you forgot my medicine. No matter. As you can see, I have made a miraculous recovery.
How did this happen?
What difference does it make? He knew everything before he even got here.
That's not possible.
Yes.
You must have given it away.
Take it easy, Allison. He played your game plan perfectly. Although she should have told you that I do 100 push-ups every day.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Immensely.